So I asked for people's opinions on the WWE network a few weeks ago. I asked people, obviously, we're actually really close to the 1 year anniversary of the WWE network being launched. It was launched on February the 24th in the United States, and obviously just been released here in the UK and Ireland. Uh, the online content being made available in Canada, and of course many more countries still to actually get the WWE network in any way, shape, or form. It's already available in quite a few countries, but obviously many more still to be introduced to the WWE network. I didn't get that many comments regarding the WWE network, but I think, to be honest, the ones that I did get actually covered quite a bit of ground. So I'll read out the comments that I got and see what I think of their comments. Danny Lee, I'll start and end with him because he made two comments. Danny Lee said, I subscribed to the network on Friday and have been surprised with the amount of on content available. It sucks that there are so many episodes of Raw missing, but having all the Attitude Era pay-per-views makes up for it. My main reason for subscribing was for the on-demand back catalogue. I've only ever watched WWF/WWE, so missed out on WCW and ECW, so I am really looking forward to watching both promotions. The bonus of having all pay-per-views is welcomed, especially as Sky Box Office have now upped their prices. The Royal Rumble is now £19.95. Who in their right mind is going to pay that? Well, also thank you to everybody who actually make comments on this video and actually on any of my videos. Well, some great comments there. A huge amount of on-demand content is available. Now, obviously, a lot of people my age, 30 plus years old, we got to see WCW and ECW programming when both promotions were still being run. Obviously, we're talking 14 years ago now for both ECW and WCW either going out of business or being bought by WWE. So we're getting to the stage where many young fans, and even obviously, even perhaps some just WWE fans, didn't get the chance to watch any ECW or WCW stuff. Now, obviously, over this past 14 years, we've had people like Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, and others who spent time in WCW and ECW, and WWE have used a lot of the footage in their and other superstar profile DVDs, releases, whether it be DVD, Blu-ray. Many of their past, these superstars past, have been used in releases, and even I've seen several specials regarding WCW and ECW. So many young fans, and sometimes some, like I said, some other fans who maybe simply just watched WWE may not have seen ECW and WCW programming and pay-per-views. So it's a great opportunity for anyone who had never watched them to actually watch those two promotions. And obviously there's some world-class championship wrestling stuff on there, which many fans around the world didn't get to see, although they were shown in some weird countries and in the Middle East and so forth. But these promotions weren't available quite widely, so it's a great opportunity. Now, talking about the Royal Rumble price there, £19.95 it was there. It was for the Royal Rumble in January. Now, obviously it makes financial sense to spend just half that price, £9.99, for a whole month of the WWE Network, instead of just paying almost double that for just one pay-per-view. And I don't know how it's set up worldwide in different areas in America, other countries around the world, when it comes to the box office setups. Here in the UK, Sky Box Office, if you buy a movie, uh, they now offer buy and keep for their movies, which you can buy them and you can actually get a copy of the DVD sent to you once the DVD is released. But if you just say kind of rent the event, and certainly for the WWE pay-per-views, you can't do that. You can't order the DVD, at least as of yet. Um, there's no word on that being available, but perhaps maybe in the future Sky will try that. But if you buy a WWE pay-per-view, it is only available to watch as many times as you like and as much or little as you like. But you can only watch the pay-per-view for 2.5 to 3 weeks before it automatically gets deleted from your Skybox. There's no way, if you're a subscriber of Sky, to stop that. There's no lock thing that some with other programs you can press lock in. So I've still got a program from month from last year still on my box, but there's no way of doing that with WWE pay-per-view. So after 2.5 to 3 weeks, sometimes it's up to 3 weeks for the major pay-per-views like Rumble and WrestleMania, it automatically gets deleted. So you lose that. So at least with the WWE Network, you can go back, you can watch any time. You can watch that pay-per-view any time that you want, and any other pay-per-view, of course. Darth Vader fan 92 said, "I got the network last night. I think it's great. The OD library, it's totally worth subscribing." Again, said so many hours of WWE, ECW, WWE pay-per-views footage. There are some Raws missing, some SmackDown missing, but overall, I hope obviously WWE will add to the content of that. I'll get to that right at the end, but there's a huge amount of on-demand library actually there to watch for wrestling fans. Scott Whiting said, "Got it yesterday to watch all the pay-per-views I loved as a kid, and to watch ECW and WCW as never saw them when I was a kid. It was all about WWF for me. Love the network." It says the only problem is I can't watch it on my PS4. It says my username and password are wrong, but works fine on my laptop. Now, again, I said many people who maybe not see WCW and ECW can watch, but the comment about the devices, well, obviously WWE network Facebook pages have said that you cannot watch the WWE Network on more than one device at a time. So you're signed in one account on, say, my laptop, like I'm recording this video here. I can't switch. It's like, say, my brother downstairs can't watch it on say his PlayStation using my account. Some friends say that actually that you can actually do that. Obviously, WWE would not like people to do that. Obviously, they would like each person to buy a subscription to the network. Obviously, it's understandable. A few of my friends have said they have been able to do that. But if you're only person in the place in the house, or you're the subscriber to the WWE network and you're watching it, if you're having a little bit difficulty, try and log out on the device you were watching it, and then logging in, or even possibly actually log out of the device you were watching it on, log back into that device to just double check your username and your password are correct, log back out of it completely, shut down that device, and then say like laptop, you're watching a laptop, you say the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania is coming up, or you want to watch it again, and you want to watch on a larger screen, so you want to watch on your PlayStation, on your Xbox. Try logging out of the first device, your laptop, and then shutting that device down, and then logging into your Xbox, your PlayStation. Try doing it that way, because I know some people have had trouble with the streaming, not necessarily possibly getting into your account, but streaming issues with it pausing or skipping a little bit. Try using only one device at a time. It's like anything. It's like any kind of stream satellite, any signal. The more path you're sent, obviously one signal, but the more paths that the signal is cut into, the weaker the signal may be. I'm not obviously real. I'm not really qualified on signals or that, but it just seems sensible that the more streams that a signal is cut into, is divided into, the weaker the signal may become. Andre Rafferty said, I've been enjoying it greatly the last few days. Monday Night War series and Legends of Wrestling are good, and seeing the old WCW pay-per-views has been fun. Very relieved we got an app rather than TV channel on Sky. Again, there's some great original content. I enjoyed the WWE 24 look at WrestleMania 30 behind the scenes. WWE obviously have filmed backstage for many years, and have so much stuff in their video library, that is behind the scenes and rehearsals. Unfortunately, no other new episodes has become available yet, but there's so much of that great footage that I would love to see. Obviously, a lot of wrestling fans would always love to see behind the scenes stuff from WWE. So looking forward to seeing this series, what events it will capture. When it comes to the app, obviously, we got full access to the WWE network here in the UK. Now, I think it's pretty much determined that it was due to Sky and Sky's contract with WWE, the fact that the November launch of the WWE network here in the UK and Ireland was pretty much cancelled. Really, I wouldn't really say postponed, but cancelled. Unfortunately, with about 20 minutes to go. So that was one of the fears that we here in the UK had, that we were only going to get a TV channel for the WWE network. So whatever scheduled programming was on, depending on what the arrangement was, whether we just simply got the live stream from the WWE network, or whether Sky and WWE would work together to schedule programming for the channel, that we would only get a channel, that we, wherever you are in the world, the satellite and cable packages and services are expensive. They're still really expensive, and I know obviously just to buy the pay-per-views are more. We have to be, obviously, to get WWE programming here in the UK. We've had to pay for the Sky Sports package, and to pay extra for the pay-per-views is sometimes undoable, and to pay perhaps, and because one of the strong rumours were going around was that we'd have to pay extra for a WWE network channel, so which would be undoable for some people. So very much relief and very welcomed. Again, like I said, the on-demand video library was, I think, the strongest selling point for the WWE network here in the UK. The fact that it was possibly, strong rumours, that it was going to be simply a television channel on Sky, was a deterrent for many people. Many people expressing their opinions, saying that they would not purchase the WWE network if it was simply a scheduled television channel. Who knows how much that would have cost on above and beyond any Sky package that people have. So certainly with great relief when Vince McMahon made that video and announced that it would be the complete over-the-top WWE network, full service of the WWE network, and obviously the pay-per-views. The last comment, Danny Lee, saying the nostalgia factor as well. Just watched In Your House Bad Blood, and it brought back so many memories. It was the first pay-per-view me and my brother were allowed to stay up for and watch live. Man, Kane was a bad-looking dude back then. And again, more talking about this guy, more, we for many years had here in the UK the WWE pay-per-views, like Daniel Lee was saying. We had them free on Sky Sports, but over the past 15 years, more and more, and now all of the WWE pay-per-views will be on the Sky box office service. So unfortunately, again, for many people, but just paying the extra money for the for the just simply for the pay per views were undoable. Again, obviously, Bad Blood in Your House was a great pay per view. That was in October 1997. We featured the Hell in the Cell match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Sadly, the same day that we lost Flying Brian Pillman, he was sadly found passed away that morning following the WWE house show the night before. Again, it's it really is the in my opinion, the on-demand video library that I think has convinced the UK fans to stick with it. But talking of the on-demand video library, and again, there's more there's a lot more program coming up. There's the NXT Takeover Rival show happening this Wednesday night. It'll be 1 a.m. in the morning on Thursday here in the UK. There's so much content available on there, but to be honest, I think that it's the future. Certainly, I don't know. Obviously, we've just had the publicity that WWE Network has hit 1 million subscribers. I said it on a previous video, and I'll end this video saying it again. But the real test for the WWE Network, whether it be here in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, India, Puerto Rico, Germany, Italy, France, or wherever the WWE Network is and becomes available, one of the testing areas of the WWE Network will be several months down the line. So I'm talking, say, it launched in January here in the UK. So I would say even give it 6 or 7 months, so September, October, November period. Once people have got a chance to sit down and watch a lot of the stuff that they wanted to watch, obviously the question is then, do they keep the WWE Network? It entirely depends on what the WWE do and their storylines forthcoming. It was mentioned on a podcast. I can't remember if it was either. I think it was Jim Ross or Jim Cornette or certainly on MLW Radio on one of their previous podcasts. That obviously, November was given free. Then people will keep it for December. Possibly even for the winter time, for the winter weather. Certainly here in the UK, you can't really go out. The weather's been terrible actually here the last few months here in Scotland. It's certainly not been weather to really go out in. And then January you've got the Royal Rumble. People will keep it for that. Again, financially, even in America, it's a lot more expensive to buy an individual pay-per-view. And again, I don't know how long you're able to keep a pay-per-view and different pay-per-view providers around the world, but people will keep the network for January for simply to save them a lot of money on the Royal Rumble. February is now free for those who have subscribed in that time period of January. So obviously people will keep a free month. Again, NXT and NXT Takeover, and some of the series stuff, whatever people want to watch. And then March, of course, is WrestleMania, so people will keep it for WrestleMania. And WrestleMania, some people have been saying that the WWE have been given this 3-month February, obviously because of the. I'm not going to get into it on this video, because so many people be discussing about the state and quality of the product right now. Many people's opinion isn't good, isn't where it should be. They have got tremendous talent. Many people have been saying and suggesting that the reason why this 3-month has come up is because to try and quell as Triple H said on the Steve Austin podcast, which is another thing that people may have wanted to see, but then again you can listen to it on podcast 1 as well this past week. But the vocal minority, many people will be keeping it simply because of WrestleMania. Obviously many casual fans tune in just to see WrestleMania. Many fans who may not even watch the product much of the year will tune in to watch WrestleMania, and it may be a pay-per-view that many parents who, obviously struggling financially in these economic times, maybe one of the few pay-per-views they buy so their kids can see is WrestleMania, because it is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And obviously WWE are trying to advertise the WWE network, trying to get more eyes on the WWE network and their product before their biggest pay-per-view of the year, because of the again, I'm not going to get into financials of WWE and their pay-per-view system, but they're obviously, I mean, we don't know exactly how much money or how much percentages WWE would get from the pay-per-view providers rather than people paying for the WWE network. They may even get more money from people subscribing to the WWE network than their cut would be from the different pay-per-view providers previously showing major pay-per-views like WrestleMania. So obviously they're going to try and get any stream, whether pay-per-view or for the WWE network, try and get more eyes on their product and more subscribers in time for WrestleMania. And you can't blame them for that. It's their biggest time of the year. It's the time where they get their most buys traditionally. You look at the numbers, you look at the amount of buys for pay-per-views, and I think every year for at least the last several years, the most buys have come for WrestleMania. As when you look at the single pay-per-view market, pay-per-view buys, pay-per-view by pay-per-view each year. With you look at Royal Rumble, you look at WrestleMania, you look at Backlash, or you look at Money in the Bank, or you look at SummerSlam, or you look at Survivor Series, whatever the pay-per-views are for that year. You look at what's the most bought pay-per-view of that year is, of course, WrestleMania. And I think a lot of people, whether they say it or not, I know there's been a huge cancel WWE network movement over the last few weeks. I think a lot of these people will still will subscribe again, or subscribe just to watch WrestleMania and see how that plays out, because obviously how WrestleMania plays out will actually will determine possibly how much. So certainly in the WrestleMania and the night after WrestleMania will determine how the WWE plays out for the rest of the year. What tools they have to play with, what guys they've got in positions, what talent they've got available to them will play out the rest of the year. And again, going on over the few months after WrestleMania, that will be the true test of the real popularity of the WWE network, not just here in the UK, but across the world. Again, certainly the initial impression for the W network has been very welcome. I think many people have very much taken to the WWE network here in the UK, but again, it all depends on what the WWE do, what the direction the WWE take in the product over the next several months. And certainly, like I said, later in the year, it depends on, later on in the year, certainly, we will see how much interest people genuinely have in the W network. Once they watch a lot of what they want to watch on the on-demand content, it will be up hugely to the direction of WWE and the standard or substandard of their quality near the end of 2015 to see whether the WWE network is sustainable here in the UK.